Hey there, welcome back to Chasing Fi. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about our real estate investments. If you have watched the channel in the past and you've seen my real estate videos, then you know that my husband and I, we invested in 2 rental properties in Toledo, and we also have a rental property in Utah. Now, we live in Utah, so this was one of those things where, just to refresh everybody's memory, we bought these houses after virtual tours, but pretty much sight unseen. So it was kind of, scary. But we ended up going back east in May and we got a chance to see the houses. When we saw the houses, it was very interesting. My husband was a little disappointed because he is from Utah. And I mean, like old houses here, like 1950, right? I mean, there's some older ones, but a lot of the houses are newer. So when we went to Toledo, which is a pretty old town, these houses, they are older houses. So he was like, oh man, are we going to be able to rent those? And I was like, I grew up in Michigan, and I'm like, yeah, people rent old houses in the Midwest because there are a lot of them. So we ended up getting the rentals rented. One was rented by June of last year, and then the other one was rented in November of last year. So we had several months with one of the properties being vacant, and I was really worried that we were going to go maybe a whole year until we got it rented, because generally in the Midwest, most people are not trying to move when it starts to get cold because, weather, snow, ice, sleet, all that stuff. But we were lucky because the second house was rented right before the holiday season. So that was like really great. And this year, we've had 1 month of vacancy at one of our properties. And the reason for that vacancy was the property management company contacted us and asked if we would mind if they did not renew the lease of the tenant that was in there, because this was a tenant who was constantly calling them. They said every little thing became a big thing, and they just thought they could maybe find a better tenant. And I said, sure, go for it. So they did that. We had a month of vacancy, and then the property was rented. So we have been pretty lucky to keep these properties rented. I'm very pleased with that. It has been a great investment. And in addition to the investment, because obviously we had to spend a lot of money we didn't have to. We spent a lot of money to make sure the houses were in the best shape possible. We had flooring done, painting, all that stuff. So we ended up spending a total of about $15,000 to get the houses where we wanted them to be before they were rented. And I have to say, we are extremely pleased with our property management company. They did a fantastic job getting these houses, like just really revamping them. They look like new places. They look totally different than what we saw when we went to see them in person. So very pleased with the property management company. And I'm so glad that we switched. We had another property management company that was connected to our realtor, who we loved. We loved our realtor, and we would love to use him again, but we probably won't, just because he is connected to a property management company that we found out a lot of nefarious things about the guy that's running him. I mean, like things that we were worried about in terms of criminality. So we probably won't use him again as long as he's working for that company. But our current property management company is really great. So we have loved having these rental properties. And when we go to buy another one, which we plan on doing early next year, we're hoping that, everything aligns and we can do that. We are going to just tell our property management company, hey, we would like to invest in more rentals in the Toledo market. Could you be on the lookout for us? Because they offer that service as well. They have realtors as well. So we're going to do that in early 2024. The best part, I think, so far about having the rentals, in addition to just having that money coming in the background, is we have been able to save a ton on taxes. So because we took a loss to get these rentals up and going, and we bought the houses and all that stuff, we ended up technically with our refund and all that stuff from taxes, we paid about $89 in taxes total. And now that's with 2 businesses. We have 3 rentals, and then we have my author business. But I thought that was awesome. So essentially, we paid less than $100 in federal and state taxes, and we got refunds for what we did pay. So that was a really great feeling. And now I see, people talk about, oh, Donald Trump doesn't pay taxes or whatever. Well, he's got all this real estate. So that's why he's not paying what you think he should be paying in taxes, because you will take losses on your real estate to fix things up and, property management fees, all that stuff. And it really hit me like how great this is, having the real estate. So that is our other goal. I talked about my author business yesterday. That's something that we want ticking away in the background, but we also want the rentals, because the rentals really helped out with taxes. We were so excited with what ended up happening there. Now, obviously, interest rates went up like right after we closed on the deals with the 2 houses in Toledo. So we did that in March, beginning of March, and the interest rates just really started to shoot up after that. So we feel so lucky. We are so excited that we ended up, buying when we did. We were hesitant because it was 2 properties at once and we didn't know if we wanted to do that. But I'm so glad that we did, because interest rates are, I think the last I checked, they were about 7% in some places. So we feel lucky that we were able to get into the market before that. Now we're probably going to be looking more for, lower priced houses, because we think that the interest rate is still going to be pretty high when we start really looking for properties. We probably will start eyeing things around probably right after Thanksgiving. Once again, it's going to be winter. People aren't necessarily selling and buying as much in the Midwest, but you can catch some good deals. That's what happened last year. We started looking at the properties that we eventually purchased in January and, completed the process in March. It was scary. It was scary doing it because we had to wire all of the closing money and everything, like when we were closing. And obviously with wires, it's like once the money's gone, it's gone. So that was like, oh, yikes. That was kind of scary, but everything worked out fine. So that was good. And like I said, I am so glad that we did that when we did it, because that has been a great investment. Obviously you have to work on these properties once you get them. Like, for example, our property in Utah, my husband went over and he redid the bathroom recently over the summer, and, that's investment. But then again, like I said, saving on taxes is amazing. So we'll be claiming that on our taxes as well, in the coming year. So this is something that is kind of hidden, like the savings that you have on taxes. I think that that's one of the best things about having rental properties. Now, things obviously can go wrong. I'm not saying that rental properties are the be all end all of investments, but for us, that's kind of the route that we want to go in terms of what we're investing in. We would like to buy 2 rental properties next year, one early in the year, maybe by March, and then another one around Christmas if we can. That's kind of our plan. Also, we need to start cutting back again. We have gotten a little spendy. And I guess that it's just one of those things you just have to keep reining in the spending. So we have several things coming up. Like I said, we bought a cow. So we just put a deposit on it and then you pay the balance when it's ready. So we'll be paying that next month. And then in November, I am going to a writers' conference that's a week long. My husband is coming with me. So we're kind of going to hang out a little bit in Vegas. And then we have a ski trip in December, and my sister and brother-in-law are coming out it's in between Christmas and New Year's. So, yes, we've gotten a little spendy here, but everyday things we can cut back on. Like I said, we have cut back on groceries. We barely ever go to the grocery store, which is really great. And we don't have any of Hulu or Netflix or anything. We don't have any of those streaming services. We are pretty low key when it comes to that. Like we watch things online that are not behind streaming paywalls and stuff like that. So that's what we have going on if I had to recommend an investment, I think I'd go with rental properties. There's a lot that you can do with them. And I think that I've mentioned Mark J. Kohler on here before. His videos have been very helpful. And the reason that I like him is because he's a lawyer and an accountant. He's not just someone with just his basic experience. He's seen a lot from his clients. And he also has the education to back it up. We did use his company for setting up our trust and our LLC, and then transferring our properties into an LLC. So that's my spiel on rental properties. Super excited to get back out there and find more. The previous realtor that we worked with, he did send me a text message. And like I said, we loved him, but his company, a little questionable. So we're going to go with our property management company. And our hope is that maybe if we put a little bug in their ear, we can maybe get something that hasn't even hit the market yet. They offer that. They're like, hey, if you're thinking about buying, just let us know, because obviously, your realtors are going to know before the listing hits. So that's what we have going on with rentals. Super impressed with the investment. I think it's been really great for us. And I'm excited that we went with Toledo, even though a lot of people are saying, oh, don't go. There's that market. You're not going to build your net worth very much there. And we did. We ended up getting 2 houses for less than $200,000. And that was good. I mean, at the end of the day, we spent $172,000 on 2 houses. I think that's pretty good. And we also were able to get them rented relatively fast, small investment to get them up to, where they were in better condition to rent. But we are very happy with it. So that is all for now. Hope everyone's doing well. If you have dived into the rental market or you're thinking about it, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.